see how it drives on road. Well, at least the cop left, but... Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're doing a review on the all-new Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek Edition. With that being said, let's get into it. Now let's take a quick look at the Rock Creek Edition with the Pathfinder, and in my personal opinion, this is the best looking Pathfinder because it just has this cool rugged off-roader appearance, and I think that Nissan just absolutely killed it with the styling, especially compared to the previous generation Rock Creek. The previous generation Rock Creek, you know, was okay, but this definitely steps things up to a whole new level. You guys can see you've got the off-road style wheels and tires, and they actually do change the suspension so that it can handle off-roading a little bit better, and it is slightly lifted compared to a regular Pathfinder, even though it doesn't look like it because the tires are so big compared to the size of SUV that it is actually lifted. Notice you got the rack there on the top, and so like it's fully set up for camping. This basically is similar in terms of the packaging to like a Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro or Trail Edition. And so overall, I'm sorry about the shot here because it's against the plant. I think that they did a good job with the exterior styling on this package. Now here's a winner sticker for the Rock Creek Edition Pathfinder. You guys can see the upgraded power outputs that you get here with the Pathfinder. Now something that I learned today actually is that if you put premium fuel in the Rock Creek, it actually increases the power outputs to 295 horsepower and then 270 pound-feet of torque. And then you guys can see with the standard equipment list, and then we've got the rest of the features on this particular one. Notice that it says to be determined for the pricing. My guess is this is probably going to be somewhere in the $40,000 to $50,000 range. We'll see, but there you go. Okay, so let's talk about visibility here in the Rock Creek Edition. So you guys can see visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. And then throughout the rest of the rear. Hello, passenger.
Hello, I'm a pale person.
Yeah, and then
don't hit him, please.
With that being said, let's set off. So this is my first time in the Rock Creek Edition, and I will be getting this probably in a few months as a press car, so I'll be able to do an off-road review and everything with it because this is Nissan's newest off-roader. But see how it drives on road. Well, at least the cop left, but we're in no danger of going over the speed limit in this. But anyways, getting up and moving, it's actually really solid. The 9-speed automatic has improved the Pathfinder by such a massive margin. It used to have a CVT for a little bit, and I'm so glad that Nissan went back to a regular automatic transmission because it just drives so much better. So you guys can see the gauge cluster, half analog. You've got the screen there in the center, and then as for the infotainment system, we've got a bunch of analog buttons here at the bottom, and notice we also have shortcut buttons within the screen itself as well, which is pretty dang cool. And overall response time with the screen, with the buttons and everything, it's solid. Yeah, everything responds really well. If you guys are wondering, the steering wheel is getting mad at me because I'm like touching the line. I'm not going over, I'm just touching it. So it's a sensitive system overall. And also this must have like a really really high axle ratio or something, because it has like no gear drag whatsoever. Like going downhill, it just coasts super fast. So that's pretty interesting. But also I was driving a hybrid right before this, which had quite a bit of regen, so that does change things quite a bit. That's the part where you might get sick, passenger.
Solid. Because
this is where we do our braking test with the vehicles to see how solid the braking is here. So we hit the 35 and yeah, pretty good at the braking. Pretty dang solid. And now I can just coast because it just like, yeah, this thing coasts very, very well. Paddle shifters, let's see how responsive those are. So we're gonna have to slow down a little bit more here. Oh, won't let me go down to first. It's like, no. So I guess you can't go into first while moving, which makes sense. Yeah, really smooth, the gear shifts, pretty seamless overall. You can just put the shifter down again, that'll put it into the automatic mode. This does have adaptive cruise control, which is great. I like these seats. What do you think about the seats? Like they have the cloth insert in the center, and then it looks like it's got like leather trim on the outside.
Mm-hmm. They're comfy. I like the...
Yeah, the padding's really nice.
The padding, there we go, that's a good word.
Dual zone climate. as well. It looks like we've got heated seats for the front, no air conditioned seats, which makes sense because we got the cloth. Got the Rock Creek there on the center console, which is kind of funny. Good storage space. Do we have a regular sunroof or a panoramic?
No sunroof.
No sunroof.
No sunroof. I can't look, but I can.
Yeah, I know, right? Because I'm driving. So no sunroof in this. And yeah, around town, this is a really good size for an SUV because it's big enough that you can fit a lot of people in it and good storage space, but then also driving through a small little area like this. Small little, wow. Doubling down on the terms.
Doubling down on that redundancy.
Redundancy. That's what my channel is, because I review like the same car 20 times. Redundant Ben. Does that person have a stop sign? Yeah.
Redundant perspective.
Yes, yeah, the redundant perspective. But over these bumps, the suspension is actually pretty compliant. Now, the one thing I do like about this Rock Creek Edition is these all-terrain tires. Obviously really grippy for off-road circumstances, but the extra sidewall helps out with ride quality because you've got that extra little compression. I was trying to say no, I was trying to say cushion and compression, like my brain and it compussion. I do that all the time when I'm trying to talk. You got the extra compussion. So, but it's like an extra shock absorber because you can compress in the tire a little bit because of all the sidewall. And frankly, this thing looks pretty cool on the outside. No camera mirror though. You can get that in some Nissan models, but not this. It just has a manual mirror dimmer that you just, I guess, can flick for fun. And then I actually am a fan of Nissan's new logo with the white on it. I think it looks pretty cool. Other stuff, tons of drive modes. Well, we've got a snow, mud rut, sand, auto, eco, sport, tow. Yeah, tons of different drive modes here. Don't worry, it's a Prius. We're faster than them. So we're just having it in the auto mode for now. Handling on this is pretty solid as well. It's been a minute since I've driven the Pathfinder. I forgot how nice the Pathfinder's. Oh, the storage space down here too. Like underneath this center portion, there's more storage space, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I guess let's sum things up here with the Pathfinder. And this has steering assistance. Wow, this is a bunch of safety tech. I think the Rock Creek looks so cool on the outside. It has this like rugged off-roader appearance. Yes, this is a unibody independent front rear suspension SUV, so it's not like a true off-roader in the sense of like solid axles, body on frame, but you know, it gets the job done. It definitely gets the job done. Other things about it, like we said earlier, seat comfort is great, and it's just a great daily driver vehicle. From a performance perspective, it's right where it needs to be in the segment, so that's really solid. That's such a weird speed zone. It's like 50, 35, 25. 35 just for a second. I guess we'll get one more acceleration here in the auto mode. Oh, it doesn't like to gear down in auto mode. It's trying to be economical. I mean, it gets up and moves. Kind of. The one thing is that lane departure is kind of annoying. It's like, okay, I get it. Sometimes I'm not the best driver.
Accurate.
But overall, I think that Nissan did a great job with the Rock Creek, and I think they're actually going to sell quite a few of these because they did what was most important for an off-roader, and that is looks. Like 99% of people that buy off-roaders never take them off-road, and so this drives amazingly well on-road, and it has the rugged off-roader looks that you'd want in an off-roader.